I appreciate Gary Vaynerchuk, but sometimes I can't stand some of the things that he says. Just watch.
I was a DNF student, and that was very weird, because if you're an immigrant in this room, you know that when you come to America, everything that you're taught is education is the way out of our poverty, right?
Generally speaking, based on how math works, that is correct. The majority of people who have college degrees make more than those that don't. So yeah.
But I was a DNF student, and I mean D's and F's. Most people don't believe me anymore because of my success, so much so that I had my assistant last week reach out to my high school. I'm getting my report cards, and I'll be posting them on Instagram for you in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, hey, good job, Gary. Hey, congratulations, you're gonna advertise how bad you were at school. Okay, I don't wanna be rude here. I think a lot of people don't need to go to school to be successful. I'm gonna make an entire other video on whether college is needed for everyone or not. But when you go around taunting, hey, let's taunt the fact that I was bad at school. And this is me as a multimillionaire, as the owner of VaynerMedia. What you're doing is you're trying to make it seem like you don't need an education to be successful. But not just that. I see the point that you're coming from, but what you're actually doing is you're trying to indicate that the most successful people do not have college degrees, which is a different argument, but not what you're saying, if you guys are catching my drift.
Real D's and F's. And again, if you're my age group, a lot of you are younger, you're lucky. Right now, as a lot of you know, being an entrepreneur is cool. I take selfies, right? Like, it's a trend. People care. When in the 90s, it wasn't. And school was the way out. And so my D's and F's made my teachers and my friends' parents think that I was gonna lose, that I was a losing player. And so
statistically speaking, they weren't wrong. You were less likely to make as much as those who were educated. Now you're seeing a decently large paradigm shift because there are so many people that go to college and there's such a poor focus by the universities on how much you actually learn in college that it is a completely different conversation. Back then, schools weren't as nearly top heavy payroll wise, and they actually had professors that weren't adjunct professors that are getting paid dirt. So it's not bad grades didn't make you successful, Gary, your hustle did.
It's so interesting to me that the reason I know I'm successful was somewhere around 5th grade, I realized I did not give a crap about Saturn.
Okay, fair. Yeah, science is kind of a waste of time.
Algebra wasn't going to do it for me.
Yes.
And what I did.
This is one of the biggest tropes I've ever heard. When am I going to use real life math? It's not about you doing the math. It's like your ability to take the time to solve a complex issue. Training that part of your brain is very important, not what you're actually solving for. Now, if they could take school and reorganize that stuff into things that would help you solve complex business issues, that'd be awesome. However, that's not the conversation we're having. The conversation you just said is that algebra is stupid, it didn't make me successful. Where I believe that a lot of the math work I did as a child helped me with complex problem solving issues because I cared.
Was I deployed and honed my skills at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So by the time I fell in love with the notion of what that was gonna be, that was already ingrained in me. I thought I was gonna open up 8,000 wine and liquor stores, the Toys R Us of wine, sell the franchise.
Okay, that's gotta be a meme. The Toys R Us of wine?
Buy the New York Jets.
I mean, he should still buy the New York Jets.
Here's where the story starts getting relevant to you. I go to college, I'm playing Madden 95 in my dorm room, dominating, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
My friend runs in, and he says, you have to come and see this. I finish my game, I walk into a room, and there are 8 18-year-old dudes hanging around a computer. Now, for a lot of the youngsters in this room, you don't recall this. I was 18 years old at this point and probably spent less than 3 hours on a computer in my life. By being a DNF student and getting an F in computer class, I was able to stay off the computer, right? This is 1994. I go in this dorm room. There's 8 guys hovering around a computer. I hear for the first time in my life, cuckoo, remember that? My friend signs on. I say some profound thing like, is this the information superhighway?
Of course you did.
My friends load up an AOL chat room. They type in ASL. There's some 35-year-olds in here. That was a snap back in the day. We talked to make pretend girls for 5 hours.
That's amazing. Good on you, bro.
We were, for 3 of those hours, make pretend girls ourselves.
Okay, let's, here's the thing. Do you guys want to know what got me into editing, recording, all this kind of stuff? Applied technology, which was a class in school. Last time I checked, my ability to know what I wanted was because I tried a lot in school and checked a lot of stuff out. School's not for everybody. I think the internet has obviously supplemented that big time for people who are in younger generations than me, but applied technology helped me find out that I wanted to be good at video editing and making videos. So sometimes, it's been 2 minutes since he's made a point about how having bad grades helped him learn.
We're doing our thing. I literally get my turn. We're like hanging out. Like for the youngsters in here, we hung out and watched people on the internet. I got my turn. I get on there. In 8 minutes, somehow I end up on a message bulletin board in AOL that's selling and buying baseball cards.
Let's go.
15 minutes, I make a transaction. Within 20 minutes of ever being on the internet, I said, my God, I don't need to open up 8,000 stores. I'm gonna do something on this. 18 months later, I launched one of the first 3 e-commerce wine businesses in America called WineLibrary.com.
Okay, so listen, some good points in there, some interesting parts of his life that we just learned. My whole problem with Gary Vee sometimes is that he has good points and then he goes completely off the rails and talks about his life stories and gives no context as to why it could impact you. Like, he could have had that same circumstance happen in computer class when he was in high school like a year before, right? And it's not unrealistic to say that if you're good at school, like me, you could still want to be an entrepreneur. I had a 4.0 in my MBA and was pretty convinced I still wanted to be an entrepreneur. Now, a big reason why I probably am consistent at doing mental work is because I did go to all those years of school and I was a full-time college athlete. So I trained being extremely tired and then having to do mental work. That's why I can work 12 to 15 hour days and not really be that tired. Today, get up at 5, not gonna be done until 9 p.m. I'm pretty sure school and being able to do cognitive work trained me at least a little bit. So I don't wanna completely disregard the importance of having good grades because I'm pretty sure some of the stuff I did was actually impactful. I don't think a lot of the stuff I learned in business school was that important. I actually think a lot of the math work I did was more important because it helped me learn how to solve complex problems. You don't need to go to school. You don't need to go to college to be successful. But statistically speaking, you might be. Or if you go to trade school, a lot of people fail at being entrepreneurs. It's not for everybody. Just wanted to point that out. And I want to point out that there's another video you can watch right here.